Yeah, my description is like my name because I have worked in different areas. I have worked in 3D animation, movies, episodes. I have lived in different countries. I started my career in Brazil and worked in architecture and interior design. And after that, I moved to Canada and I work in MPC, DNAG, many companies there. I have opportunity to work in House of Dragon, like this background here. After I will show my portfolio and I can show something about light and the environment. And after that, I moved to Sweden and I started working more in automotive using Unreal Engine, and I have experience in visual production as well. And now I'm working for Jaguar Land Rover in UK. So let me just put my battery here before my computer dies. Yeah, now it's okay. Can you hear me? Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
perfect.
right. Now I can come back. All right. So yeah. So I will start talk more about the some techniques that I use in my projects. I I'm teacher as well, so I try to share my knowledge for students. So for example, let me show my station before to start. For example, here I have a lot of projects, and I did it around my years. I spent it in different projects. For example, this one we did in New York, and I created the whole environment, and we're using a LED wall to show the project. So some part is practical, it's real, and after the background is unreal. So for example, here in the end, we can see the LED wall. It's a big LED wall, and then we work in the front. Yeah, for example, after I will show, for example, I love this part of the process because we can see the backstage all the time. I love it to stay in the stage and see how people work in cameras, lighting, and using LED wall. And usually I'm modeling my environment and I send it for them. And I have clients around the world, LA, UK, Brazil. For example, here we did one show in Montreal. It's, it's like House of Dragon. We can see here the same background that I created here. This one I created just for the course because we have students. We model everything, and after we go to studios and put the environment to check out. For example, here.
Sorry, Rodrigo, I'm Matt from the background. Can I quickly intervene? I don't see your screen being shared. So
Okay. Yeah, maybe I
can you
need to
please
share my
just double
screen.
check that it actually works?
Yeah. I forgot to share my screen. Sorry. Imagine if I speak like a 1 hour and after that just speaking without showing nothing. All right, so that's me putting again here. You see my screen now?
Yes, just
All
yeah,
right.
just try to kind of maximize it and yeah.
Yeah, you see my slide?
Yes, all good.
All right. Okay, I will like some minutes before. So for example, here I created in New York. I have been there in this big street in New York. We can see the New York as a Brooklyn Bridge in the background. Everything is CGI, and we create everything in Unreal. In the front, the taxi, the woman was real. So here again is Unreal, the woman. So it's practical areas. In the end, we have an LED wall. You see, everything is 3D, but inside the LED wall, and people work in the front, and then we are in the stage. So, for example, another one here is the same. We working like inside the stage, and then we using in the background. in the environment and the guy in the front of the LED wall. Before to work in virtual production, I was okay. Looks like too fake because when you work inside the stage, you can see everything, and okay, not real. But when you go to the camera and you see camera perspective, you can see it's more realistic than I was imagining. So, for example, here is the same, but it's a road LED wall in Studio Mel's in Montreal, Canada, and then we did some course. We teach how to use Unreal, and after we put everything together, light and camera and music, and we create the environment. So he is nice because I'm Brazilian and I create the airplane, everything. And this project is for PSG, is a Paris Saint-Germain, the soccer team. It's funny because I love soccer. As a Brazilian, I love soccer, and I can see Neymar, Di Maria, Mbappe. This time is amazing as well. He's another fun project. I create like a Mandalorian stage environment, and everything is CGI, the animal, and I create the stage for to show how the stage work inside Unreal. So the animation, the effects, everything happen inside Unreal, and after I show the lighting, everything in Unreal. The same thing that we saw here, we can see here, but in virtual production in 3D. This one is another project for Boba Fett episode, and we can see the animation, the spaceship, everything we did in Unreal, the animation. And after we create outside the characters and put inside the cinematic and create particles, everything, the movements inside Unreal. All right, let me show more here. And I will show the progress to see the lighting process in this environment, for example. And I create in Unreal, I create modeling outside, the lighting, everything inside Unreal. And he is like making off the reference that we use. I have experience in NPC Montreal, and I was working in House of Dragon there. And after I created by myself the environment, everything outside the NPC, and I created an Unreal Engine as well to show the same techniques that you use in Maya or other softwares. And we create an Unreal Engine. And here we can see the progress of the lighting. So here is the same position that we simulate the camera position inside the stage, and after we create the same movement going back. The same thing that we did in the stage, real stage. So the camera go and back, and the lights come on from the LED, because LED they have a lighting LED, but not enough for the whole environment. Let me show here. Alright. So after all, I will show a little bit of some techniques about how we create and develop the one project in Unreal. I have some videos, but I will jump because this slides from my course. And after I have more than 100 slides, it's a lot of time to show today, but I will try to go fast. So the idea for today, I create some about the colors, composition, and lighting the camera shot. So more about me, the stage, another stage in Montreal. So usually I share some project for the students, or I receive a project from the client, and I work in some colors, and you always the colors mean something. It's connected. So always when I work in lighting, the color is connected. So because every color means something. For example, here we have color palette. Always I receive some color palette to work in the scene, and I show here, for example, Blade Runner. We have some means each specific light in colors on the scene. For example, here the same move we have orange, brown, and beige, but it means completely different things in the environment. So here, for example, for matrix, they have just green and different tones of green. They means different things because it's cold. They work in more in green. And here we have it for some different movies. They have brown for Lion King or different Hobbit. They have different means inside the project. Because, for example, when I was architect, when I worked in more in architecture environment, and they asked me, okay, I want my room is red, and I say, okay, but if you sleep in one room in red, it's impossible to live because they have emotions inside you, so they change your mind, your what you think in these moments. So the colors connect for feelings as well. So here different things, violet. So depends the culture. For example, always when I show this about the white, some cultures means peace, some cultures means death. For example, I have been working for India. They have a different culture for America. So always I need to learn when I working for different companies or different countries. It's the same for red, black. So each color means different things in different projects. So doesn't matter if you use just blue, but if you use blue, you always have one intention when you are working in lighting, not just because it's beautiful, but you have one intention in the end. For example, here I show one experience that I created. For example, joke. I think next week we have a new Joker 2. So in this time I took this image and I removed some colors from the image, for example. There's no video here, just the image. And they explain exactly what happened in the scene with just just because they lighting in color. For example, I took some areas for the image and they give me some codes for the colors and they have means for specific colors. Before I have one video here to show what happened. I don't know if you already watched this movie, and I don't know most people here is adults or have children here below 18, or we can put this video no problem. Okay, I put the video. If someone here can see violent movies, no problem. You can close your eyes. So here that I was this plan and I took some areas for the colors for based on the image. They gave me some reference codes and I use this code for to take the names and information about the codes. What means and they don't know what means the pitch rate, but they know what means about basing the column. So here, the specific column that I took, here's the scene that Joken and another guy is talking. You stop here. Just to explain, for example, here we can see exactly what it happened just based on the color. For example, we can see mystery, darkness, and danger. So we can see everything here just based in colors. So everything, for example, the colors have some intention in this scene, not just because why they using this kind of colors in this scene. Yeah. So for example, here they shot the guy. So that's what happened. So just based on the color, we know everything here. So that's it. I will jump here for next time. Next test. So now I will jump for the composition. Another thing is important when you are working in lighting, camera, environment, because everything is connected. So that's why when I work in as a generalist, because I take care about the lighting, colors, composition, camera, everything is connected. So when I start to learn something, it's impossible to learn in just one small area, and I try to understand the whole process in one movie or for animation.
I would actually love to know what you mentioned that you're working with Jaguar and Range Rover now. What are you doing for them?
Yeah, now I work in 3D senior modeler. So we do like a real topology, more about the modeler to the cars, the new cars, Jaguar, Range Rover, so everything connect to cars. There's a Rugy company here in UK, so they are working together now because before it's a two brands separated, and now they merge. and we are working in the same company, working for both. So I have the opportunity to model seats or the car, or for example, I
But
don't
I
know.
saw I it's what I hate about LinkedIn. You can always see the people like sniffing around. But I was checking you out on LinkedIn, and you've got such a diverse resume. What is your favorite area to work in, and why? Because
Yeah,
you've done
it's,
games,
it's
you've done
funny
film,
because
you've done
yeah,
automotive.
yeah.
Like,
Actually, I always impossible for me to work in just one area. That's why I'm always always
you
I'm
have
change.
ADHD,
So
like so many creatives.
yeah, yeah. For example, now people ask me to create working for airplanes to develop airplanes to Dubai, for example. So it's another thing that I never worked in before. So
Mhm.
always I try to new adventure in my career. So I love it to understand the different areas. But I love it to work in movies. So was one dream for me when I have opportunity to work in movies. So because when I was imagining Brazil, okay, movies, Hollywood, these kind of things, we can see actors. And at first, it's exciting. But actually, you work inside the one office, everything's black, the windows is closed, so you work in just you and your PC. Not
You're just putting
different that
on
you work
weight and
from
eating
home.
crisps for dinner,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
shadowed up.
Always is the same. Nothing's changing. It's the same that I work in middle of pandemic, after pandemic, before pandemic is the same. It's just me and my computer. So always I
Oh,
receive the task. Yeah, just the difference, the environment is different. For example, I have worked in Pixel Mundo in Toronto. It's the same because most people was working from home, and I try. Okay, I need to go to the office to meet some people. But when I was there, just computers was completely dust because no one was using computer inside the office. Just myself. That's all. Why I'm here if I work from home. So
so Rodrigo, just I think we've got some questions coming in, but I just wanted to know what in terms of a lighting artist, do they always follow guidelines, or can they from I don't know director, or can they call the shots when it comes to composition? That was from Mike. Mike wanted to know that.
yeah, yeah. Usually depends. I have a working bunch of companies. Yeah, they have a different. Sometimes they have a director. Sometimes they, for example, I have working for Riot to LA. They I was lead, for example, and I have like 10 or 20 people that I was manage, and I give some reference for them, and I try to receive the reference from the clients. That's why I was talking about the light and the colors, because it
Mm,
was connect to them, and I have some brief, and then try to connect my 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 colleagues and try to use this the reference to create the lights. So yeah,
okay.
so
Okay.
that's the idea. Yeah,
Work is work, right? We do what
yeah,
we're
yeah.
told as creatives. All right. I'm gonna do what